What's that, YouTube fam? I hope you can hear this. I just had a wild hair that I thought I'd go live from the tractor. How about that? Patty had asked me to add a load of mulch to dump a load from the tractor into her garden. She has use of it. So I'm going to ride out to the edge of the road where a few years ago now we had several loads of tree limb mulch dumped out there, and it's just sat for a long time and it's broken down a good bit, not completely. And so I don't know how this is going to work. As I get farther away from the house, it's going to switch from Wi-Fi to cellular signal, and I don't know if the signal's strong enough, but I figured, hey man, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I might as well give it a shout. Hey Silver Moon, I saw somebody else came in and said something. Daniel, hey there. Hi Rita. I may not be able to respond to your chats because I want to try not to crash while I'm driving my tractor. That wouldn't be a good thing. So anyway, here we go. Let's see how this works out. Let me put the tractor in gear. Probably going to be a little shaky driving the tractor too, and I'll see if I can turn it around. You can see all the you can see the pollen on my tractor. There's just as much pollen in my nose, I think, as there is on my tractor. And might get to see a pig or two. I don't think the goats are out front, so we're not going to get to see them as we drive. Hey, Hen Feather Homestead, I can see that one because it didn't have the sun shining. I'm going to have to get off the tractor and open the gate. I'll try to be mindful of how shaky the camera might be. I apologize in advance because again, I'm on the tractor. How's the sound? Can y'all hear me okay? Is the sound of the tractor too loud? This is just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I thought, the viewers might enjoy this if it doesn't make them too nauseous. Hi Diana. See, I didn't read that. I didn't get all that. My phone buzzed. I checked it out. It says you're going to be live. I got to go feed chickens and do some farm chores. Hey, I get that. You got to take care of your critters. Again, this wasn't scheduled. It just was a spur of the moment thing. And I thought you might want to join me. It looks like 13 of you did. So again, it just amazes us that. I know we say this all the time, you get tired of us saying it, but we do mean it. It just blows our mind that anybody cares to take a moment from their day to join us in what we're doing, to see what we're doing. So there's my gate. I'm going to have to get off the tractor here in just a second to go open the gate. You're going to get to see Blue because he's trailing right beside me. I've gotten to where, hey Amanda's Garden, how are you? Gotten to where we let Blue come out of the gate when we come out because he really is well behaved. I'm letting y'all see my locking system. That's really a security problem, I guess. Well, I hope it doesn't cause you to crochet something wrong there. Yeah, this is real life, where life on the farm just got real. Say hey to everybody, Blue. Tell everybody hey. Blue, hey Blue. We'll tell why we call him Blue. YouTube while you work, that's right. That's a Disney song, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's some of the goats. Let's see if I can zoom in. Got a couple of the young ones out there with them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't think the goats were out here. Blue, you gonna come with me? You gonna come help me? Boy, you look enthused. And we've got this area out here in front. I keep telling Patty I need to, hey Slick Nick, how are you? I keep telling Patty I need to mow out here and she won't let me mow. I think what we're gonna do is string up some poultry netting and let the animals come out here. This is where we did a community garden one time. That's what we called it. We planted some peas and let everybody know they could go and get some, and nobody did. So that might work better in an urban environment. And, out here in the country, everybody's got their own gardens, I suppose. So here's what's left of the big pile of tree limb mulch. That it was several big truckloads full, and it's breaking down nicely, but still has some mulch properties in it. And so I'm going to have to rev the tractor up here just a minute, so it may get a little louder. I'm going to make sure I put it in four-wheel drive and rev the tractor up a little bit and come get me a scoop of it. Hope that's not too loud. Hey pickers, how are you? We're just grabbing a load of mulch for Miss Patty to put in her garden. I'm sorry y'all, the view's probably gonna get weird. This is a little more difficult to do with one hand than I thought about, than I anticipated, should I say. Hey Wendy. Jared Stanley should have done this when he was hauling that big white oak log up from the road to his house. He should have done it one-handed. I'm gonna tell him that when I see him, that he needs to quit complaining about it, because at least he didn't do it one-handed, huh? Y'all have heard us talk about Tommy Nettles, the greatest neighbor in the world. That's where he lives, across the street there. Good, so you can hear me, Daniel, instead of just the tractor, right? I've lowered the RPMs on the tractor now. See how good Blue is? He just hangs out, and he'll come right back in with me. He won't run off. And sometimes he'll run across the street to see Dottie, a little feist that Tommy has. We've also got a Dottie, who's just a mutt. She was a rescue. We call her Dottie because she's solid black with a little white dot on the tip of her tail. I guess we could have called her Tippy. But we called her Dottie. There's old Blue. He's coming right back in. Or he might have to go pee somewhere. Attaboy. Good boy, Blue. You didn't make me out to be a liar. That's always good. Oh, I'll have to go check that out in Feathers. That'd be tough. Need to get one of them GoPro cameras with a chest strap. I got one of those, but I can't go live with the GoPro camera. So, good boy, Blue. That's such a good boy. That is such a good boy. That's such a good boy for you to listen to Daddy like that. Good boy. In case anybody's wondering, well, you're probably not wondering, but hey, Slick, not long, just 8 minutes. It was a spur of the moment thing. I didn't, this wasn't, you know, we have a regularly scheduled live stream every Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Central Time, but this was just a spur of the moment thing. I just decided to do it. But what I was going to tell y'all is, believe it or not, this is the baby boy of the dog that tried to kill me. That's Duke's son. And we watched him very, very closely in the aftermath as he grew, looking for any aggressive tendencies, and he just has none. He's been neutered. We didn't want to take a chance on his hormones getting fired up, but we love this dog. He is an absolute sweetheart, and he's still puppyish, you know, but I mean, he's very submissive. Hola, Amy, ¿cómo estás, mía? Isn't he gorgeous, Amanda? That coat is just stunning. But he's a sweetheart. He's actually very protective of us. Yep, that's why we named him Blue, Amy. Not very creative, I guess, but he's got stunning blue eyes. And he's very protective of us. He, every now and then, the only time he'll even lunge, Slick, he is actually a cross, an accidental cross. This cross should never be done on purpose, but he's an accidental cross between an Anatolian Shepherd, that was the dad that tried to kill me back in December. No, Amanda, he's a cross between an Anatolian Shepherd and a Border Collie. And we did not mean to let that happen. We had Fly, the border collie, confined. We actually had planned to have her fixed, and she came into heat before we could schedule the doctor's appointment. And so then we was like, man, doggone it. So we got her confined and pinned up. And do you know that little heifer got out for 15 minutes, and that's all it took. That's all it took. I mean, no sooner than she got out, they did the deed. And Blue is one of the results. She had a litter of beautiful puppies, and we love him. We thought seriously, we didn't think seriously about getting rid of him or putting him down without cause, And I'm so glad we gave him a chance, and we just watched him so closely. And no, he doesn't have fleas. Dogs every now and then just scratch. So, I mean, I scratch sometimes, and I don't have fleas either. Sometimes they just scratch. So there's the goats again. So I'm gonna mount back up on the tractor, and we're gonna go dump this load of mulch. Those of you just joining us, you can see the layer of pollen on my tractor. Yeah, Amanda, yeah, but I can get a Pomeranian and a Chihuahua. Slick, if you go back, I'll tell you what, I'll try to put a card right here at this point. But I've got a video on one of our Sunday live streams. I'll tell you what, if you go back, search on our channel, it would have been December 19th. It would have been December the 11th, 2016 when we did that live stream explaining the dog attack. And it was 2 days after it happened. Brace yourself though, I've never really been a pretty man, but I sure ain't a pretty man in that video. But long story short, he tried to eat my face off, and my 19-year-old son, who is my hero, shot the dog off of me while he was still attacking me. It was quite an amazing feat of marksmanship and resolve and instinct and calmness. Really very impressive what he did. But, oh man, I got water everywhere. Something has happened. They done knocked over, the pigs have knocked over there. See the water over there? You probably can't see it. Water running down that hill over there. Looks like the pigs maybe have knocked down their water trough. So anyway, yeah, it was something. Most traumatic thing I've ever experienced, Nick, and that includes almost 20 years in law enforcement, and by far the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced. But God is good, and my training helped, and there's Tomas's four-wheeler. He's with Pat. We had to hook them fans up on those little pinwheel fans up on the front. He got a kick out of that. There's Patty's greenhouse in the back. Hey, Tacoby, I hope I said that right. So what Patty wants me to do is to drop this load right on the other side of this fence, right next to her horseradish. And she's got plans for it. So this is always tricky. And here again, now it's extra tricky because oh no, I dropped some. All right, I better quit looking at the camera. So I'm gonna just hope that I'm aiming the camera where it needs to be, y'all. Can't come back too far, don't want to drop it. I'm just trying to ease it, trying to level up the bucket, because as I raise it, okay, there we go. I think I'm high enough. Patty wants this load dumped right on the other side of this fence. So let's see if I stop right here and start slowly dumping, what'll happen. Come up a little bit. Normally I'll do this a lot quicker, y'all, but normally I got two hands. All right, let me move up a little bit now. All right, so that's done. Yeah, that's right, David. Hey. All right, so let me swap hands and put it in reverse. I got it. Nailed it. Hashtag nailed it. Now I can't get it in reverse. Well, it may be me, Daniel. I don't know. So, I bet you she's going to want another load, but I'll wait and get her to... Thank you, Amanda. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love my mama. There's something wrong with my lip. That's just a little free Elvis impersonation there. And so some good looking stuff. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is a result of tree limb mulch. Just sitting. I mean, we didn't turn it or anything. I guess I could have been out there turning it, but really we're thankful now that we didn't, because we still need it to have some of the mulch qualities that, you know, if we'd have been turning it, we would have... Blue, are you helping me? Are you helping me? It would have broken down a whole lot further, but, you know, that's not really what we want it to do right now. We still want it to have some mulch qualities, and it does. So doesn't that look good? Yep. Oh yeah, Nick, I'm gonna tell you something. I love my Apple Watch. You know, the coolest thing about it to me is the silent alarm. Patty sleeps so light. Of course, it's rare. Here's a confession, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise to y'all. It's rare that I ever need to or want to get up before she does. But in those events where I do need to get up before her, the slightest little noise wakes her. And so on this Apple Watch, it's got a silent alarm. And plus, I love the fact the Apple Watch turns Siri into a legitimate hands-free experience. So if I'm out in the barn and got my hands covered in pig poop or something, that's gross. I've never had my hands covered in pig poop, and I'm glad. But first thing that came to mind, there's Patty's horseradish. Might as well give y'all a little tour while I'm here, right? All I got to do is lift up my wrist and say, you know, hey Siri, text Patty, or hey Siri, call Patty, and I can have a phone call right there from my wrist, kind of like Dick Tracy. Y'all don't even know who Dick Tracy is, but anyway, it's nice. So here's the thing. There's these little onion bulbs are there by accident. The Blue or somebody got a hold of them, and they were scattered in the yard. Patty just threw them over the fence to protect them. I don't think she intends to keep them there. But yeah, David, you're not too young to remember. Amanda, you remember too? Well, y'all tell it on yourselves. But where this big bunch of silver moon, wow, Mom, boy, I guess I didn't understand the demographics of my office. My audience. I'm trying to do two things at once, and I'm a man and can't do that. Anyway, this big clump of horseradish, where the biggest growth is directly coming off the original planting. Now, this is also where the horseradish came from, that is now growing also at Deep South Homestead. Danny and Wanda has. But here's what's amazing about horseradish, and it's also why you need to be careful about where you plant it, and make sure that you plant it in an area where it's got room to grow. Because as you see, yep, I remember them too. As you see, there's the main plant, and just a little further this way, there's a shoot coming up. Well, that's not too bad. What's that, 6-8 inches, right? But look over here. All the way over here. And that's every bit of 3 feet, or just at it, 3 feet away. And then you can see there, you know, probably about, you know, over 2 feet, maybe almost 3 feet again. That has all come from the root that is right beneath that main growth there. And so here's Patty's arugula in this half of the bed. We're planting this actually for Chef Andy, who, by the way, will be joining us in studio live Sunday to talk about local food and fermenting foods. he wanted Patty to grow arugula. And so we're actually growing several things for them. And if it works out, you know, we'll grow whatever they want. If they'll buy it, we'll grow it. And we're kind of curious about this arugula because it just exploded out of the ground and then kind of stopped where it is there. It hadn't grown very much since the original little burst of growth. But that's arugula. We have got, Patty's got, you know, her green onions right here. That little patch of stuff here is actually breakfast radishes. I actually said in a video, I think I went live on Periscope at AldermanFarms, the other day. For the first time we've done Periscope, and I think I told people that was kale, as if. I'm a dummy. But I'm not telling you something you don't know already. But anyway, that's breakfast radishes, and we may be growing those for Andy too. I don't know, at Betty's Eat Shop, Brookhaven, Mississippi. Neat little history behind that name. And I've forgotten that grassy looking substance right there. Thanks, Holistic, appreciate it. That grassy looking substance that appears to be in kind of like in rows right there. I can't remember what that is. All right, Hen Feather, be careful. Thanks for joining us. I can't remember what that is. So look at this. This is one of my favorite things in the garden. Patty broadcast some mustard green seeds along this fence. Isn't that fine? It's like a carpet. That's mustard greens growing up all along this fence. Mustard greens and one thing of accidental garlic. So be curious to eat the mustard greens growing up around that garlic right there to see if it's garlic flavored mustard greens. Isn't that fine? You know, that's the way mustard needs to be planted anyway, just broadcast. I'll tell you the most beautiful, y'all gonna think this is gross, but bear with me. The most beautiful mustard greens that I've ever seen in my life came from a hunting camp that my brother-in-law used to belong to way back in the day. And when they took over the hunting camp, they were still hunters. They didn't use dogs. They didn't run dogs, okay? But this hunting camp had a dog pen that had been used for years, but it also had been vacant for years, okay? That's very key. They hadn't had dogs in there for years. But years earlier, there'd been a lot of dogs in there. So somebody got the great idea. They said, boy, I bet that ground's fertile in there. And so they scattered a bunch of mustard green seeds in the old abandoned dog pen. You should have seen the size of the mustard green leaves that came out of that thing. They were giant. Those mustard green plants were 4 feet high, and they, you know, I wish I could tell you how big the leaves were, but I can't remember. I mean, I can't guess, but they were huge, and they were delicious. They were delicious too. It was crazy. All right, let's see. So we got some more mustard greens here that Patty has planted sort of in rows in the boxes. And let's see if I missed one. Well, go get you a farm, Nick. What you waiting on? Hey, that's what, you know, a lot of the folks you see, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, Nick, check out some of the other channels of the people who are watching this video along with you, because many of them are in the same genre. We all kind of watch each other's videos and talk to each other and encourage each other. And so I would encourage you to do that. Check out some more of our videos. We've got, I had a video yesterday where with one of our baby goats up close nursing on the mama. So that's, you know, you might enjoy seeing that. And you'll find all kind of good stuff from all these channels that are of these people who are in here commenting, watching this video with you. What you're looking at here is our alderman peas. Yep, you heard that right. Alderman peas growing at AldermanFarms. So what is that? If you haven't heard us talk about them before, alderman peas are a variety of English pea, and they used to be called telephone pole peas. They may still be in some places, and I've forgotten the history now, but at some point in time they also began being referred to as alderman peas. My dad, the late great Ralph Thomas Alderman, probably 15, 16 years ago, I think Patty said. Found out about these things and ordered some for Patty off the internet. And just as a, not as a joke, but as a novelty, I suppose, you know, hey, we got peas named after us. And they were in and out of the freezer between moving down there to up here. I think, I don't know, maybe we were already up here. Can't remember. Point is, last year, Patty found them. Found the seeds that my dad had bought for her 15, 16 years ago. And so she planted 5 or 6 or 7 or just a handful of them just to test their viability last year. And they all came up. And the goats promptly ate them. But the point is, they all came up. And so we were like, great. So next year we're going to plant them. And so we did. And we didn't have 100% viability this year. But because this was actually all the way down to the end of this box in 2 rows, and Patty just, hey Sheila, how are you? Patty just kind of uprooted them, and the ones that were spread out, and planted them all down here. And what you're seeing for runners is just, that's electric wire. It's not electrified. Bzzz, ah! It's but that's the wire that we use for electric fence wire. And we saw this morning that we need to add another row up here, and because these tendrils have already reached that first one. All right, I'm gonna ease over here. Okay, we got, this is our potato row, red potatoes, and we've got some pushing up. Yay! So I think we've got 3 rows of potatoes kind of staggered throughout this mulch covered bed. This is the same mulch that I just dumped. Came from the road out there. We love it. We love it. We love it. And I can tell you what I'm fixing to be doing as soon as I get through with this video, because I sure enough can't do this while I'm videoing. But all this grass in here, by the way, this used to be mulch, and we just didn't stay on it last year. We had such a wet year last year. But I'll be out here with the Hoss wheel hoe, oscillating hoe attachment, or the stirrup hoe attachment. Hey Lone Star, how are you? Getting up all this grass out from between these boxes. But I was, oh doggone it, they done left. I was gonna come over here and let you see the baby goats that were playing. Well, hang on a second. Let me, I don't know if this fence is on or not, but oh, it wasn't. Just kidding. This is a garden area that this is where we'll plant our snap beans. You can see our drip tape, irrigation drip tape is still laying here. We've had these chickens in here for quite a while. They do a good job. That's some of our Freedom Ranger chickens that didn't get processed. We were going to process the rest of them, and then the dog attack happened and kind of messed up our schedule. So Patty said, you know what? Let's see if they'll lay eggs. And they do. And 2 of them, we hadn't figured out who yet, but 2 of them, well, yeah, that's where there was mulch between them boxes. we just let it go away. 2 of these Freedom Ranger hens that you see lay double yolk eggs just about every other time they lay. Ginormous double yolk eggs. The roosters you see are Bielefelders. That's our favorite chicken breed, German. We got way too many roosters when we bought them. And we've actually got 1 fine looking rooster and the only 2 Bielefelder hens that we have in another area on the property. And we have been collecting their eggs so that we can hatch out some more and hopefully get some hens. Hey babies. Hey babies. How about some baby goats, y'all? Hey babies. That ain't your mama. You better not come over. So anyway, I was hoping we'd get a little baby goat action, but jumping and twisting. They're so funny when they start getting frisky. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Hey Spree. Hey Spree. How are you? That's Spree. That's our 10-year-old Oberhasli doe. She's very old. She's got a skin condition right now. She's not looking too pretty, so I'm not going to embarrass her and put her on film. We're trying to get something. It may just be that she's so old. I mean, she's just so old, but she's very sweet. Kind of the matron of our herd right now. So anyway, I guess I'm just kind of rambling now, and y'all almost got to see a face plant because I tripped over something. Yeah, Kanzi or Kanzi. I hope I'm assuming Kanzi. I don't know, but yeah, she's the mama, and almost every one of the goats that we have right now is one of her progeny. So it either granddaughter or daughter or somehow related. Hey, Simply, how are you? You jumped on again right as I'm about to get off. I promise that's not the plan. I'm not doing that to you on purpose. So anyway, it's unbelievable. I have been on here for 30 minutes, right at 31. Yeah, we did holistic. We actually, that's exactly right. We had the chickens in the boxes until we got ready to start planting the boxes and getting the boxes ready. We took that electrified poultry netting that you saw me stepping over gingerly and rearranged it so that they were in these boxes and in between these boxes. But we've had a good amount of moisture, so they didn't get it all. I mean, we had them in there for a long time. Blue has done found one of Patty's gloves that fell off from the fence. Leave it. You leave it. Yeah, Nick, time flies when you're having fun, huh? Kitty, we have several kind of chickens. Here's one now. Nah, I'll tell you what. Hey, it's only time, right? So if y'all don't care, feel free. If you got places to go, doctor's appointments, things you got to do, just hop off at any time. But if you want to stick around, Blue, no, drop it, drop it, drop it. Bring me that. If you don't have anywhere to go, I'll go show you the other chickens that we have. Thank you. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Thank you. Thank you. See that submissive posture? But he thinks I'm going to play with him with it. I would never do that. All right, let's see. No. No. All right. He is a sweet, sweet dog. So we still have a couple of black Australorps that we're just kind of letting run free right now. Now here's the problem I have with Blue. My yard, look at all that trash in my yard. I can't stand that. That's why it's there, because he likes to pick things up and tear it up. So gosh, it seems like every other day I have to walk around with a garbage can picking up stuff like this. He just scratching it all around. Kanzi, we don't have any trouble to speak of with hawks. Look at there, Dirt Dauber did that, I guess. He is sweet. See, there's a black Australorp walking right there. We had the black Australorps were our primary laying flock, and black Australorps are great layers, and we were very pleased with the numbers of eggs that they laid, the size of the eggs that they laid. But that flock was getting kind of old, and so we decided to retire them, and Patty actually sold the entire flock at one time. I forgot how many hens it was, but 3 years old, and a gentleman paid $80 for our 75 or $80 for the whole flock. And we were just running out of space. So right now, we like for our chickens to have access to grass and everything, but right now, because we needed to have these chickens confined, they don't have much ranging. They ain't much for them to eat in here. They've all picked it clean. But the reason we've got them in here, the white hens are Delawares, spelled just like the state of Delaware. Delaware chickens were the original, one of the original meat chickens in the United States. And they're a nice meaty bird. We're pleased with their laying frequency. They're not too heavy that they can't lay eggs. And oh, Amy, I didn't know you had Delawares. And we have put them in here. There's 11 Delaware hens with that fine looking scrapping young Rhode Island red rooster. So why are we doing that? Any guesses? Don't cheat. If you've heard us talk about this before, don't say it, because that would be cheating. But if you're just guess, why are we crossing? Who knows what the result? What's the cool result of crossing a Delaware hen with a Rhode Island red rooster? Anybody know? Any guesses? Yeah, we've thought about fodder. That's it. Mother of many horses. They're sex linked. What does that mean? Well, what it means is when the chicks are born, the males and the females are a different color. They are immediately identifiable. Their sex is immediately identifiable by color at the time of hatching, which most of you, I'm preaching to the choir, most of you, okay, well good, simply. I was thinking maybe many, because a lot of you, remind me, Kitty, if I don't answer that immediately, I'll get back to it. A lot of you probably already know this, but if you don't, some of you may have heard the term straight run when you go to buy chicks. Well, that means that, they're all the same color and you get what you get. That's what happened to us on the Bielefelders. We ended up with a 5-gallon bucket full of roosters and, a thimble full of hens. And because we just bought the chicks, and because it takes an expert to sex a baby chick if they're all the same color. So, but sex-linked chickens, it makes them easier to sell. You can sell them and say, these are hens, and you can get more money for them for sex-linked chickens. So that's what we're doing with them. And we've got a larger flock. The rest of our, oh man, I stepped on the water hose. Our larger flock of Delawares is out back in what used to be the big garden area. They've got a little grass out there, along with our midget white turkeys. You can see a couple of our midget white turkey hens right there. And yeah, what I meant by that, Kenzie, is I stepped on it and made the trigger on the wand start squirting. We've actually got the incubator going right now, and Patty's got quite a few midget white turkey eggs in there. You're welcome, simply. The great thing about hatching out midget white turkeys is the price has gone up. Patty is finding them online for like $14 a piece as a young poult, and so we'll probably sell them locally here for $10 if people who want them. $10 for a turkey poult, which is, if you don't know what a turkey poult is, that's the term for, you don't call them a chick, you call them a poult. And we've got, oh yeah, Kitty, I was going to recommend Ideal. See, really I'm not the right person to ask, because we're getting away from, we don't want to ever have to buy chicks again. Yes, Big Creek, I think it is. It's either, if it's not correct, just reverse the I and the E at the front. I can't remember, but it's pronounced Bielefelder, because they are from the Bielefeld region of Germany, and they are just absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Look at the color. And we're pleased with their laying frequency, and they're such a big body chicken. They're not, again, they're not huge, they're not too big, and they're not, and as you can see, they like to forage, so that's what we're interested in. We want a chicken that won't eat us out of house and home. Look at the big midget white turkey toms in the background. They're showing off for y'all, yeah. They're showing out because they know they're on camera. But we don't want a chicken that just sits like a Cornish cross and just sits down like, feed me, Seymour, So we like to see chickens out scratching and doing what's natural. But just look how gorgeous they are. And they just shimmer, and I don't know, something, we just love them. And one of the nicknames for the Bielefelder is the Uber chicken. You know, it's been said that if you can only have one chicken breed, the Bielefelder's got it all. But, you know, I'm sure you could say that about other chicken breeds too. So right now we've got a few Freedom Ranger hens, and we're trying to, did I say that right? Yeah, Freedom Ranger hens, and we're crossing them with Bielefelder roosters to see what happens. And because here's the thing, let me talk about those again. Let me go back, let's go back over to the, where I got the Freedom Rangers and the Bielefelder roosters. So the Freedom Rangers, you can only get them in one place, freedomrangerhatcheries.com. They are a proprietary hybrid, proprietary blend of 4 chicken breeds. I don't remember what they are, but you know, it's like they take 2 breeds and cross them. I'm trying to zoom in. It ain't working. I thought I was able to zoom in, but it's not working right now, probably because that chat box. Anyway, they take two chickens and cross to get a rooster, another 2 to cross and get a hen. You follow me? So that's the grandparents of the Freedom Rangers are 4 different breeds of chicken. And so the problem is, if you take a Freedom Ranger hen and a Freedom Ranger rooster, they won't breed true. Their offspring will be some possible combination of the 4 grandparent breeds. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I want to come in here and see if Brownie will stay in there. This is one of the funny things about goats. Goats just love to get up in stuff. She was laying down till she saw me coming. So Freedom Rangers won't breed true. The chicks will come out with a Freedom Ranger hen and a Freedom Ranger rooster. The chicks are going to come out with characteristics of the grandparents. Oh, that's why I couldn't zoom in. I was already zoomed in. So, but we are pleased with their egg laying and their bodies, of course. So we're just gonna, this is just an experiment to see what their offspring turns out to be. Taking a Freedom Ranger hen that is a 4-way cross and crossing them to a Bielefelder rooster. So who knows? We don't know, and we won't know until we hatch some. But we've got some in the incubator. Yeah, oh, they are. But see, the thing is, Konzi, these Freedom Ranger hens should have never gotten this age. Don't ask me how old they are. I don't know, but I can tell you they were scheduled to be processed back in December of 2016. So if that tells you anything. They were already big enough to be processed in December, and here it is March. There's a couple of the Australorps we still have floating around. And they just get the run of the place right now. We've also got 2 blue breast roosters that we haven't sold. I'll take $25 a piece, thank you very much. Blue American blue breast, or blue American breast. I don't know how you say that. So, all right, guys. I have now talked for 43 minutes and 44 seconds. That is absurd. But how big do the Australorp get? I don't know. There's one. She's full grown. They, you know, I mean, just an average size. It's a combination bird. So, thank you, Suburban. Especially pretty when things start turning green. I wish I had enough service to take y'all back in the woods, but I don't. I don't think I'd even, you know, I'll have to try that. Boy, that'd be cool if we could go live at the creek, huh? They are Mrs. Soap Peddler's homestead, aren't they? That's a Bielefelder rooster. Well, good. I'm glad you learned a lot. Hola, Tomas. Tomas is home. Good, kitty. I'm glad you do. Well, we plan on doing it more often, both here and on Facebook. Nick, we have 116 acres of land here, But it's not, we don't farm at all. Most of it is in timber. And so the area where we live, where our house is located, and Patty's mom's house, it's probably about 5 or 6, maybe 8 acres of that. But there's a lot of property. Tomas and Patty just got back from Kayla's softball game. Kayla, oh, they lost both games? Did they really? Man, how did Kayla?
The first game they almost won.
The first game they almost won? How did Kayla do? Did she play good?
Yeah, she did good.
She did? Did she hit the ball good?
Yeah, she did.
I don't know what I'm gonna have to. Now that's better.
What is this?
Nah, we don't mind Mississippi State around here. That's where Carly Ann goes to school. So, all right. Well, guys, thanks for your kindness. Appreciate everybody jumping on and spending some time with us. And I'm glad to know that you enjoy these things. Patty's planning on maybe starting a weekly thing in the garden, just a little live weekly thing. And so we'll keep you posted on that. There were some cool songs at the game? Cool. All right. So, all right, I've said this several times, but I promise I'm signing off now. I'm glad. You're welcome, Nick. Thanks for hanging out, man. Subscribe to the channel and check out some more stuff we got. We got some silliness and some cooking and, you know, more stuff like this, some greenhouse tours. We didn't even go in the greenhouse. I should have done that, shouldn't I? But I'm not. No, I'm not. Maybe we'll do it later. I need to get off pretty soon because there's going to be some Homestead Network live shows that come on later. Nick, you might ought to go to thehomesteadnetwork.com, thehomesteadnetwork.com, and click on the link that says Showtimes, and you can see that there are live shows from, like, you know, some similar channels almost all week long, especially in the evenings. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. And I'm sorry I didn't do a better job keeping up with the chat. It's kind of hard to do by myself. Thanks, Kitty, appreciate that. Very hard to do to keep up with the chat with 2 people, much less when it's just one guy with a phone, especially one guy with a phone driving a tractor. I'm just glad I didn't wreck or dump that mulch in the wrong spot or something like that. So if I didn't answer, if you ask a question in the chat and I didn't get it, please put it in the comments below once this video is posted for the replay. And we appreciate all the thumbs ups and any sharing that you did. And if you like what we do here, share us. Tell somebody else about our channel. And we love on Twitter when you've got it set up to where we get to see that you liked our videos by sending out a tweet automatically. That's pretty cool. It makes us smile. And we're very appreciative and sincerely thankful for you guys caring enough about us and what we do to spend time here. And we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Holistic Advocate, we're in Mississippi. We're just about 50 miles south of the capital city of Jackson, just outside of Brookhaven, Mississippi. All right, y'all need to quit talking to me so I can hang up. Bye.